Hello everyone. Today we will learn about lines and angles. So first, let's study the basic terms and definition. The first is lines. A line is a straight path of points that has no end or no beginning. So here you can see that a diagram of line is given and how it is represented or how it is denoted is given. For a diagram line AB, it will be denoted as line AB. If the line was XY, it will be denoted as XY and so on. Our next is line segment. A line segment is a portion of a line that has two endpoints. Here you can clearly see in the diagram, it is a portion of a line and it has two endpoints and it is denoted as line segment AB. The next is ray. A ray is a portion of line which has one endpoint and extends forever in one direction. Here you can see that ray AB is a portion of line AB with one endpoint and extending in one direction, and it is endless and it is denoted as ray AB. What are collinear points? When three or more points lie on the same line, then those points are said to be collinear points. Here you can see that A, P, Q, B are the points lying on the same line, so these points are known as collinear points. Now, what are non-collinear points? Non-collinear points means a set of points that does not lie on the same line, then those points are known as non-collinear points. Here you can see that D, E, F lie in a way that I cannot join them in a straight line. So these points are known as non-collinear points. What is an angle? An angle is the figure formed by two rays called the arms of the angle, sharing a common endpoint called the vertex of an angle. Now let's understand this through a diagram. Here you can see that two rays are known as arms of an angle, and where they join is known as the vertex of an angle. Next, here you can see that the naming of an angle is done in this way, AOB. Where it is joined, it is known as the vertex of an angle. It will be always read as AOB or BOA. The vertex will always be read as in the center. Next, in real life, you can see here a pyramid also contains an angle. Here you can see A, B and C. Next, here you can see that these are two different angles, MNO and PQR. Next, types of angles. Now, what is acute angle? An angle lying between 0 degree and 90 degree is known as acute angle. Here you can see that this measure is between 0 and 90. So it is known as acute angle. See, these are acute angles. The measure of acute angle is always less than 90. Here it is 62, 48, 71, 67, 12 and 54. These all angles have measure less than 90. So these all angles are known as acute angles. Next, in the ice cream cone, you can see that acute angle is formed. Also here 55 degree, which is less than 90. So it is known as acute angle. Also in the clock, you can see when the hour hand is on 2 and the minute hand is on 12, the angle so formed will be acute angle. Now, what is right angle? An angle exactly of 90 degree is known as right angle. Here you can see that ABC has measured 90 degree. So it is known as right angle. Here in different figures, you can see right angle. In triangle, here you can see that 90 degree. In square, you can see that 90 degrees formed. So these angles are right angles. In rectangle also, in quadrilateral also, you can see that here an angle is 90 degree. In pentagon also, these two angles are 90 degree. In hexagon also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. All the angles are 90 degree. Next, here you can see a bird house. Here also an right angle is formed. Here you can see in the bridge, this way, a right angle is formed. Now, What are obtuse angle? An angle or the measure of an angle which lies between 90 degree and 180 degree, those angles are known as obtuse angle. Here you can see that 116 degree, 112 degree, 168 degree, 94 degree and 105 degree. These angles lie between 90 and 180. So these angles are known as obtuse angles. Here you can see a web where the center or the vertex of the angle formed is here spider, and this is known as obtuse angle. Next, a laptop. Here you can see an obtuse angle is formed. Next, a railing. Here you can see an obtuse angle is formed. Next, what is straight angle? An angle having exactly the measure equal to 180 degree, those angles are known as straight angles. See here, a straight line will always measure an 180 degree. Here you can see that this line forms 180 degree. Here bridge also forms 180 degree. Here a pencil is always straight, so it forms 180. Next is reflex angle. An angle between 180 degree and 360 degree is known as reflex angle, or an angle greater than 180 degree and less than 360 degree is known as reflex angle. Let's understand this through an example. Here you can see that the measure of this angle is greater than 180 degree and less than 360 degree. So this angle is known as reflex angle. Next, here the measure of this angle is 210 degree. So 210 lies between 180 and 360 degree. So this angle is reflex angle. Next, in real world, you can see that this is an instrument used by a dentist. So this angle formed here is a reflex angle. Next, when we stand in this position and measure the angle in this way, so this angle formed will be a reflex. Now, what are complementary angles? A pair of angles whose sum is 90 degree are said to be complementary angles. Here, you can, when we take a pair of angles as 60 and 30, and when we sum up, the sum is 90. So, these angles are known as complementary angles. Here, you can see that the angle divided between 3 and 12 by a second hand at 2. When we join these two angles, complementary angle will be formed. Next, here you can see that NES is a right angle, and when I divide it into 2, NEU and UES, and sum it up, complementary angle will be formed. Here you can see that a crossroad also forms a complementary angle. If I take the measure of x here as 30 degree, so the remaining angle would be 90 minus 30. So it would be 60. So you can take different values of x and get the values of two angles in this way. Here you can see the across. When I take x as 15, the second measure would be 90 minus 15. It would be 75. So this angle would be complementary angle. Next, what are supplementary angles? A pair of angles whose sum is 180 degree are said to be supplementary angles. So when I take two angles whose sum is 180 degree, then those angles would be called supplementary angles. Here A and B are two angles whose sum is 180 degree. So these angles are known as supplementary angles. Here you can see that 40 and 140. When I add those angles, 180 degree will be formed. So these angles are known as supplementary angles. In keyboard also you can see that this angle would be 90 and this angle will also be 90. And when I add these two angles, 180 degree will be formed. So these two angles are known as supplementary angles. Here you can see in a bridge also, this angle would be 90 and this angle would be 90. So supplementary angle would be. What are adjacent angles? Two angles are said to be adjacent if they have common vertex, a common arm, and their common arms are on opposite sides of a common arm. Here you can see that ADB and BDC have a common vertex D. They have a common arm or a ray as DB, and their common arms are on the opposite side of the common arm. Here DB is a common arm and the other two arms DC and DA lie on the other sides of the common arm. So these angles ADB and BDC are said to be adjacent angles. Here in the logo of Mercedes also you can see that this path and this angle are said to be adjacent angles because this ray would be a common ray. Here it is a common vertex and these two rays lie on the opposite side of the common arm. Next, in the chopsticks, you can see that angle A and angle B are on the opposite sides of the common arm, and here it is a common vertex. Here in a leaf also you can see that then A and B are said to be adjacent angles. Also here you can see that where a three crossway is there, here you can see that here it is a common vertex and these two arms lie on the opposite side of the common arm. Now, what are linear pair of angles? A pair of adjacent angles whose sum is 180 degree are said to be linear pair of angles. Here, let's understand through an example. Here you can see that AOB and COB are adjacent angles and their sum is 180 degree as 65 and 115 is equals to 180. So, AOB and BOC are adjacent angles and these angles form a linear pair of angles. So, when two angles which are adjacent and their sum is 180 are said to be linear pair of angles. Here you can see that angle A and angle B form 180 degree as these both angles are 90 degree. So, this forms a linear pair of angles and also these two are adjacent. So, this forms a pair of linear pair. Here in a scissor also you can see that here it is a straight line and angle A and angle B are adjacent and have some 180 degree. So these angles are known as linear pair of angles. Next, when a ladder is leaned on a wall, here angle A and angle B would be equal to 180 degree. So these angles form a linear pair of angles. Here you can see that angle A and angle B form 180 degree. So this pair is known as linear pair of. Next, what are vertically opposite angles? Angles formed by two intersecting lines on opposite side of the point of intersection are said to be vertically opposite angles. Let's understand this through examples. Here you can see that line AB and line CD intersect at O. So, the angles which would be formed on the opposite sides would be vertically opposite angles. Here angle 4 and angle 3 are vertically opposite angles and angle 1 and angle 2 are vertically opposite angles. Or I can say that AOD and COB which are opposite to each other are known as vertically opposite angles and angle AOC and DOB are vertically opposite angles. Here you can see a four-cross road. These two angles would be vertically opposite angles and these two angles would be vertically opposite angles because they lie on the opposite sides. Here in a compass also you can see when I give this name as O. So NOE and WOS will be vertically opposite angles and WON and SOE would be vertically opposite angles. Now, what are intersecting lines? Lines that cross each other at a point are said to be intersecting lines. Here you can see that line Q and line P intersect at O. So, line Q and P are said to be intersecting lines and where they intersect is known as point of intersection. Here you can see in a rail cross, they cross at a point, so these two lines are said to be intersecting lines. Here in a four-cross road you can see these two lines intersect at a point, so these two lines are known as intersecting lines. Here you can see so many lines intersecting at points and can be joined, so these lines are called intersecting lines. Here in a tower also you can see these lines are intersecting lines. Now, what are non-intersecting lines? Lines that never cross each other and always are at same distance apart are called non-intersecting points. Here you can see that these two lines do not intersect each other and are equally apart. So these two lines are called non-intersecting lines. Here you can see that there are infinite number of lines and they do not intersect each other and are equally apart from each other. So these lines are called non-intersecting lines. Here you can see rail lines which will never meet. These rails are on a bridge, so they will never meet. So these lines are known as non-intersecting lines. Next, here also you can see these rails are non-intersecting lines. Here also in a stadium you can see that when we draw a path, these lines would be non-intersecting lines. Now let's study axiom 1. If a ray stands on a line, then the sum of two adjacent angles so formed is 180 degree. Let's understand this through an example. Here you can see that a ray stands on a straight line and angles formed are 60 degree and 120 degree, and when I add them 180 degree will be formed. So I can say that when a ray stands on a straight line, 180 degree will be formed. Here you can see a random figure. You can take measure of DCA and DCB randomly and you can see that 180 degree will be formed. The measure of DCA will be an obtuse angle. Here you can see that it is more than 90 degrees, so it will be an obtuse angle, and DCA will be an acute angle. So when I add these two angles, 180 degree will be formed. So this is a axiom 6.1. Let's solve a sum based on axiom 6.1. Here you can see that a ray BD stands on a straight line AC. So the angles so formed will have measure equal to 180 degree. So here we have to find the value of Q and so find the value of DBA and DBC. So let's solve the sum. So we know that when I add these two angles, the sum would be equal to 180 degree. So 7Q minus 46 degree plus 3Q plus 6 degree will be equal to 180 degree. So it will give 7Q minus 46 plus 3Q plus 6 is equals to 180 degree, which gives 10Q minus 40 degree is equals to 180 degree, which gives 10Q is equals to 180 plus 40. On taking minus 40 on the right hand side, it will become plus 40. So now solving it, 10Q is equals to 220 degree, which gives Q is equals to 220 divided by 10, because when 10 goes on the RHS, it will go to the denominator of 220. So Q becomes 22 degree. Now substituting the value of Q in 7Q minus 46 plus 3Q plus 6 is equals to 180 degree and finding the values of DBA and DBC. So we know that angle DBA is equals to 7Q minus 46 degree. So substituting Q is equals to 22 will give 7 into 22 minus 46 degree, which will be equal to 108 degree. Now we got the value of 7Q minus 46 degree in 7Q minus 46 plus 3Q plus 6 degree is equals to 180 degree. So substituting the value of 7Q minus 46 degree or the value of DBA in this equation and finding the value of DBC. So we will get DBA plus DBC equals to 180 degree and angle DBA is equals to 108 degree and plus DBC is equals to 180 degree. So this will become DBC is equals to 180 minus 108. So DBC is equals to 72 degree. So here DBC is equals to 72 degree. Or you can also solve it in this way also. Here DBC is equals to 3Q plus 6 degree, which will be equals to 3 into 22 plus 6 degree, which is equals to 72 degree. Solving it in this way or this way, it will give the same measure. So angle DBA is equals to 108 degree and DBC is equals to 72. Now let's study axiom 6.2. If the sum of two adjacent angles is 180 degree, then the non-common arms of the angle forms a line. Here you can see that COA and COB are adjacent angles and their sum is 180 degree. So their non-common arms OA and OB forms a line. Here you can clearly see that AB is a straight line. Here another example. Here you can see that here this angle is 120 degree and this angle is 60 degree. So their sum is 180 degree. So this is a straight line. Now try this sum on your own based on the previous sum we did. Now theorem 6.1. If two lines intersect each other, then the vertically opposite angles are equal. Here a diagram is given. Here you can see that A, B and CD are the two lines intersecting at O. So AOC and DOB are vertically opposite angles, and also AOD and BOC are vertically opposite angles. Now here we have to prove that AOC and DOB have equal measure and AOD and COB have equal measure. So in the given above statement, it is given that two lines intersect each other. So let AB and CD intersect each other at O. Next, this lead to two vertically opposite angles, namely AOC and BOD and AOD and BOC, AOC and BOD and AOD and BOC. Now we have to show that AOC is equal to BOD and AOD is equals to BOC. So now a ray OA stands on the line CD. We can say that OA stands on a line CD. So I can write AOC plus AOD equal to 180 degree. Linear pair axiom we studied previously, axiom 6.1. When two adjacent angles stand on a straight line, then their sum would be 180 degree. Here AOC and AOD is 180 degree. Also AOD plus BOD will be 180 degree. Now from 1 and 2 we can write that these two equations have 180 on right hand side. So I can equate these two equations as AOC plus AOD is equal to AOD plus BOD. Now cancelling AOD and AOD on both the sides because it is on both sides. So which gives AOC which is equals to BOD, which we had to prove AOC is equals to BOD. Similarly, we can prove that AOD is equals to BOC by taking AOD plus DOB and DOB plus BOC. Then substituting similarly as this equation, we can get AOD is equals to BOC. Now test your skills. Try these sums on your own and comment your answers in the comment section. And if you have any doubt, you can ask in the comment section. Here I will give you some hints. Here few angles are given and you have to tell which angles would be linear pair, which would be vertically opposite angles. And here you have to show which lines are intersecting and which lines are parallel or which are non-intersecting. Here you have to find the measure of x and also all the angles, and you have to show which angles are complementary and which angles are supplementary. Thank you, and if you have any doubt, comment in the comment section.